All right, everyone. It is that time of the week again, 3:01 p.m. on a chilly but sunny December Tuesday afternoon. And this is Flora Frequency with Ben Gressle. And today is going to be a bittersweet episode because this is my last episode of the semester, and this is the season finale of season one of Flora Frequency today, plus the holiday edition of Flora Frequency. So, in addition to all of the regular music that I play for you here on the show, I will also be playing some great holiday hits that are upbeat and guaranteed to put you in the mood for this season of the year, this festive time. So, as always, I'm going to start with a weather report courtesy of WCPO Channel 9 News Cincinnati. And we are actually seeing kind of a more mild day today. I mean, it's chilly, it's it's sunny out, which is really nice, but because it's nice to see the sun after a while. It's just been cloudy, dreary, and I mean we got a lot of snow. I was originally supposed to be airing an episode for you last week actually at this time, but unfortunately that show had to be canceled because we had the snow day and I could not make it into the studio as a result. So so fortunately, most of that's melted. We still have some snow and ice on the ground, but we are above freezing today. So that should all be melting away here shortly. But it's currently 42 degrees under partly cloudy, but mostly sunny skies. We do have that wind chill factored in that's making it feel almost 10 degrees cooler, but the feels like temperature is currently at 34, so it's not too it's not too terribly cold, and both the air temperature and the feels like temperature are sitting above freezing, so that's decent for now. But I mean, the fact of the matter, and me and a lot of other people out there are probably having trouble coming to terms with this, but it is officially meteorological winter as of December 1st. So I mean, it's winter weather wise, and I mean, officially the solstice will be happening here in a couple weeks, which will be the shortest day of the year in terms of total daylight. And that is when the sun will be positioned over the Tropic of Capricorn, and our hemisphere here on this planet that we call home will be tilted the furthest away from the sun. And that's basically when it is official that we are, without a doubt, hands down in winter. And that is coming upon us very soon. So, humidity's at 51%, dew point 25 degrees, winds winds blowing to the northeast at 16 miles per hour. For the rest of the day today, expect temperatures in the low 40s to upper 30s under cloudy to sunny skies. And for the rest of the week, we are looking at some rain chances for tomorrow, but warmer temperatures. Then things are going to drop again by the end of this week. And by this weekend, we're actually looking at some snow and wintry mix chances with some frigid temperatures by the start of next week. And it looks like at the start of next week, we will be seeing our first overnight lows in the single digits of the season. So, yeah, it's going to be cold. But then it's going to go back up to more mild temperatures by the middle of next week. So, even in this time of year, the Cincinnati weather scene cannot make up its mind. And it's kind of frustrating, really, because it's like you want it to be one way. You're trying to plan for one thing, and it's just, yeah, it's going to do what it's going to do. I mean, it's going to be frigid cold on Sunday and Monday, but then by Tuesday, it's going to be back to normal. So it's like, what the H is going on here? But anyway, so believe it or not, I am literally graduating with my bachelor's at the end of this week. I mean, it is upon us, and I cannot believe how quickly this has come, and I am so excited, proud of myself, and everything that I've done. I've gone through a lot to get to this point here, and I mean, technically, I'm not a traditional undergraduate student. I've technically been, quote, in college for like 8 years, really, because I graduated high school back in 2017, and I originally started pursuing a biology degree at the Claremont campus of UC out in Batavia, Ohio. And I was out there for 4 semesters taking biology classes and other electives. And it was really cool what I was doing out there. And I mean, with me being into plants and all that, that's definitely a very big part of it because plants are life and biology is the study of life. But I mean, we were having to do these labs that were really tedious. I mean, we were doing some really cool experiments in there, but in the dissections were interesting. But it's like, do I really see myself doing this for like going into work every morning or every day someday to work in a lab? And I was already struggling in there with record keeping because the faculty were pretty hardcore about like, you need to handwrite all this, you need to do all this in these lab manuals. And then one of my professors in the lab actually authored our lab manual, so he was very particular about using his publication and using it a certain way in his class. So, and because it was an in-house publication, I could only buy it from the UC Claremont bookstore, and I had to specifically make a dedicated trip to the campus just to buy that book. And it was hardcore. So then I mean, I felt burned with the subject by the end of the fall 2018 semester, and I was kind of like, I think I could really do something a little different here with my career choices and whatnot. And it's kind of like, so I just decided to explore, and that's when I found the horticulture program at Cincinnati State, and I ended up transferring there during the summer of 2019. And I mean, vocationally and academically, it was a really good program, and it's one of the best programs in the region, if not in the country. And I had an amazing experience with the national collegiate landscape competitions that I've talked about on the show many times while I was a student there. And I got to learn so much about the landscape and the horticultural industry. I got to network with so many industry partners. I have friends from across the country who are working in the industry now. They've since graduated from their respective colleges and universities, and I'm getting to see what they've all been up to on social media platforms like Instagram and LinkedIn. And I've emphasized on the show too how important the networking is, and I really learned that very well during my time at Cincinnati State as a student there. But basically the only downside about my time there, just by default, was it was not a very socially conducive environment. I mean, Cincinnati State's a great institution, but it caters to a lot of like continuing education and whatnot. And I just honestly didn't really have my place there socially. And I mean, it was a worthwhile experience educationally, and I really love what I learned there and using that experience in the field. But when I graduated from there 2.5 years ago, I definitely was ready to come here to UC and just indulge in all of the countless opportunities that this great institution has to offer. And I have made so many friends. I have gotten involved in so many different organizations, including this. And I mean, I would not trade my time so far at UC for anything in the world. And to all my friends and everybody that I know and love with all my heart here, I am eternally grateful for all of it, and will continue to be. And I look forward to spending many more years and a lot more time with my friends, and I look forward to my next program that I'm going to be heading into here at UC, the Master of Community Planning, which is going to be an amazing way to segue what I've learned into horticulture into some of the other interests that I have that I can combine into a combined academic program to get a master's degree. Because in addition to horticulture, I'm also into geography. I'm into community planning, politics. Even I kind of have a fascination with getting into that stuff, and I mean I do envision myself one day working in a leadership role. Likely at starting at the local or state level, and maybe even doing work across the country and around the world someday with the things that I'm passionate about and surrounded by the people that I love. And yeah, I mean I'm excited. It is a little overwhelming and kind of emotionally bittersweet, the point that I'm standing at right now, with a commencement ceremony this Friday. And I'm going to be walking in that, and just realizing that yes, I am turning the page, but also realizing at the same time I'm not leaving here. So it's kind of hard to process it all, and that's been something that's really been hitting me lately, especially this week, since we're now, I mean, this is the week. So yeah, so that's that. And anybody who is here on campus who wants to watch the commencement ceremony, the university will be streaming it live in the Great Hall and cinemas of the Tangeman University Center, TUC, as well as on the video board Jumbotron at Nippert Stadium. You can attend the viewings of the ceremony in those spaces free of charge, no ticket necessary, and if you are not on campus, you can watch the ceremony live from anywhere in the world by visiting the UC website and accessing the live stream link, which has been posted and is available to the public. So, with all that being said, as I mentioned before, this is the holiday edition of Flora Frequency. So, I am going to be playing for you some really good holiday music, upbeat stuff that will get you in the mood, and some of these songs will probably take some of you back to nostalgic. It'll give you nostalgia, put it that way. I know I'm probably going to be feeling nostalgic myself here in the studio as I play and listen to these songs for y'all today. And yeah, and then along with that, I got a brand new one from Sophie Stockton that I'm going to play, as well as some other really good stuff to share with you as well. So without further ado, here is Band-Aid 30 and Do They Know It's Christmas, the 2014 remaster of this hit song that they played in the past. I'll have to look up the actual date, but I know it was for like a benefit concert, for like a worldwide benefit thing. So I like this one. I remember hearing it back when I was really little during the holiday season, and I hope you enjoy. There's no need to be. Hold on, I'm just trying to get the correct track going, but I'll have it here for you shortly. All right, there's Band Aid with the humanitarian Christmas song. Do they know it's Christmas? I was sorry about the little delay and glitchy audio early on. I was trying to find a clean version of the recording in my library that removed some graphic sounds from the recording, so that is for to ensure viewer pleasure. So this is Flora Frequency with Ben Gressle on this holiday edition season finale of the show. And obviously, as my graduation is quickly approaching from undergrad at the end of this week, I definitely enjoy taking time with you today to kind of reflect on how things have been over the past 8 years that I have been an undergraduate student, which is about twice as long as most students have been. But once again, I kind of took a non-traditional path to my degree because once again, I started in biology at UC Claremont, and I basically decided that wasn't what I wanted to go into work and do every single day, but I still wanted to incorporate it. And I remember one thing I learned and had to remember that definitely has to do with plants during my initial run through the biology department at UC through the Claremont College was the photosynthesis process and the Calvin cycle and all of that sciencey stuff that has to do with the way that plants convert sunlight into sugar that they use for food. Because, I mean, unlike animals, they can't, which are heterotrophic, meaning that they consume food, plants are autotrophic, so they don't eat or consume food like we do, and instead they produce their own food. And then the animals come by and they chomp on that and they eat it, and it just goes straight through the food chain. So, I mean, even though career-wise I made the smart move, I decided this wasn't what I wanted to do, and I made the smart move to make a change, and I think, yeah, that's ultimately what happened, and now I think I'm on the right path, both not just with horticulture, but then getting ready to head straight into MCP here, and I think I'm excited for what's to come. I mean, I'm already kind of envisioning the day here in the next couple years where I will one day be able to put MCP next to my name, and just how symbolic that'll be that I'm a full-fledged certified community planner, um, and I'll be ready to get to work to help better our world with all the people that support me and that I support, and yeah, I'm excited, and I'm really feeling free to dream big right now, and I am so proud of that. So, but even though my initial career pathway and academic pathway wasn't what I wanted to do someday, I still got something good out of it that I am using today, and am really proud of that, and was glad that I was able to actually incorporate something from that into what I'm doing currently. So that's that. So as always, I also go over the latest information from the music scene around here. So first off, we've got a couple shows that have already been confirmed for winter break that from some bands that I am following. So I believe P-Bash will be performing next Wednesday, the 17th, at Murphy's Pub right down the street during winter break. So great way to celebrate the end of the semester and getting done with finals, which if any of you are listening to me right now who are students here at UC or at any other university that is also doing finals this week, I wish you all the best of luck on that, and I am glad that you are having me on while you are working on your finals or studying for them. And I promise to keep you entertained and keep you motivated with some good music, both holiday and not. And yeah. So anyhow, we've got a P-Bash show which features Marissa, who is one of our other personalities on the air here. So I believe their show, Silly Girls XX, just aired their final episode of this semester. So yeah, I don't know if we'll be hearing her back here next semester. I'm pretty sure one of them is graduating with me this week. But yeah, I will definitely be at Murphy's next week to see her and the rest of P-Badge perform, along with some other acts. And then, Oh the Manatee just announced their show scheduled for the 21st, so just 4 days to Christmas, at the Madison Theater in Covington, just across the river in northern Kentucky. Tickets are currently on sale. Advance online for $15, $20 at the door. So I would definitely encourage you to go to that if you're looking for something to do before the Christmas holiday. I plan to attend myself. I believe that will be on the winter solstice. So it'll be the shortest day of the year. So it's going to get dark early, but that's not going to stop me from going there and having a good time. So I am definitely looking forward to seeing my friends in Oh the Manatee perform perform live at the Madison Theater in Covington just a few days before Christmas. So anyway, coming up right now, I got a brand new release from Sophie Stockton, the lead singer of Golf Lamp and one of CCM's own, called One Day. She has been performing this live at her shows for quite some time now, and I fondly remember coming to or seeing her perform perform the song at her shows throughout this year. So I definitely really like this song. It's a very good one, and while she's been performing it for a while, she just now has released it on Spotify and all the other streaming platforms that she is on. So just as I've enjoyed it, I hope you enjoy it as well. So I am currently just working on getting it loaded here, and as soon as I do, which I have it up, I will play it now. So hope you enjoy.
See, you're so beautiful to me. When I look in those eyes, I see inside. You don't see all that this could be. It's as if you've gone blind, you're tired of trying. All my clothes. You turned your face from mine and you walked away, didn't say goodbye. Why? You troublemaker, heartbreaker, you are so charming and reckless. restless and eager and selfish.
All right, so that is Sophie Stockton and her new song One Day, which she has performed many times live, and I have seen many times live and have enjoyed every second of it. And it is so cool to get to listen to the recorded version for the first time with all of the added instrumentals that she was able to do in the studio, which is really creative. And I always am very excited to hear what she has in store with her songs, and she does an amazing job as she does when she's also, or both solo and as she does when she's with her band Golf Lamp, which just recently had a performance just this past Friday, the 5th, where they made their first appearance at Chad House, a brand new house show venue just to the east of the campus grounds on Highland Avenue. So definitely follow both Golf Lamp and Chad House on Instagram for updates on shows and other events in the upcoming future. And while that was going on, I unfortunately had to watch UC get defeated by Xavier at the annual Skyline Chili Crosstown Shootout, which was at Xavier this year. So boo. And unfortunate. And I also went to the women's Crosstown Shootout, which was here at UC, and we still lost. So double boo. But fortunately, though, despite the outcome, they were great games. And I mean, I was on my seat the whole time, both ones. And at the end of the day, I'm just glad that I had a blast getting to see the two teams duke it out on the court during one of the city's most anticipated sports traditions every year. So I was glad I got to go to not just the men's shootout, but the women's shootout, and get to participate in this tradition, in both parts of this tradition this year, right before my undergraduate graduation ceremony, and just graduation in general. So obviously, once again, looking back on my time in undergraduate and working with horticulture and everything, and keeping in theme, or which also keeps in theme with what I talk about here on the show. So I remember one key difference that Cincinnati State actually does have over UC in a lot of regard, and this is something that I definitely feel UC should introduce more. And I was really amazed to hear that my faculty that I've had classes with and have worked with here at this university seem to be very open-minded and willing to adopt this to be on the same level as Cincinnati State, because I think it would be really cool to have like a seamless Cincinnati-based horticulture program across both the schools that incorporates all the same elements, and that specifically being hands-on learning. Because when I got to Cincinnati State, from UC Claremont, one of the things that the faculty there told me right away was going to be different from the biology classes that I was taking at Claremont is that we were going to be doing a lot more hands-on learning. And I mean, I definitely agree with that, with that approach, because I mean, you learn from experience. And I mean, you can only learn so much from sitting in a classroom, hitting the books and listening to lectures and taking exams. And then once you really get out into it and actually do the stuff you're learning, that's when it really sticks. I mean, I think that a lot of students could probably be better off acing an exam that covers stuff that they've actually been doing hands-on than having to regurgitate material that they pulled out of a textbook or had to listen to a sage on a stage style professor at a lectern just going blah 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 blah. So I mean, it's scientifically, the proof shows that. And I mean, UC is one of the leaders in cooperative education nationwide, and I mean, I love that. I love that we have that here. And while I didn't get the opportunity to do co-op in the horticulture program here, I'm going to get to do it for MCP, and I'm really excited for that, because I think that's really going to help with my own job prospects, and for any other students who get to do it here, I definitely be thankful for that. I mean, because Cincinnati State also does co-op, and that's something I'm also thankful for as well, and have carried those professional connections into here. So yeah, so once again, kind of keeping with the theme that while socially I didn't really enjoy Cincinnati State in that regard as much as I enjoyed it here, I think academically both of the schools have real strong spots, and I would love to one day see the two schools collaborate even more to combine those efforts and just make a real powerhouse institution when it comes to horticulture education and green industry education in this city, because it's a growing industry. I mean, I'm really amazed at what I've seen in the green industry and how far it's come. So I definitely think we need to take advantage of that and tap the youth potential here in Cincinnati, and really the potential in everybody here to take advantage of this booming industry. And yeah, and I mean, the two schools also kind of have a bit of a focus, because I mean, Cincinnati State incorporated some of the science side of horticulture, but they also put a lot of emphasis on the business side of it as well. While here at UC, it's more the science and design side of it. So there's also opportunities for more collaboration between the two institutions in that regard as well. So yeah, so I've been exposed to all sorts of academic stuff throughout my 8 years of undergrad, and it's really amazing to see just all the different teaching styles and the way that people can get degrees and in the way that you can learn things, and yeah, it's just really amazing. So, or to me at least. So yeah. So up next here, I've got All I Want for Christmas Is You, but not the popular 90s song from Mariah Carey. Instead, I got a similarly named song that came out much earlier than this, and there's a bit of a funny story associated with it. So with that, I will play the song, and then I'm going to share with you the story after it is over. So I hope you enjoy.
Okay.
Take back the holly and mistletoe. Santa can't bring me what I need, 'cause all I want for Christmas is you. I don't need expensive things, they don't matter to me. All that I want, it can't be found underneath the Christmas tree. You are the angel atop my tree. You are my dream come true. Santa can't bring me what I need, 'cause all I want for Christmas is you. 'Cause all I want for Christmas is you. 'Cause all I want for Christmas is you.
Here's one of my favorites of the past few years for the holidays here on the holiday edition of Flora Frequency Season 1 finale. That is Vince Vance and the Valiants and All I Want for Christmas Is You from 1989. And the funny story about that song is, so obviously, as we all know, a few years later in the 90s, Mariah Carey released her very famous hit of the same name. And the interesting thing is there was like a copyright conflict between the two songs because of the naming rights. So fast forward to 2020, during the summer of 2020, actually, so in the height of the COVID pandemic, Vince Vance and the Valiants actually sued Mariah Carey over the naming rights of the two songs. And this was more than 3 decades after their song came out and almost 3 decades after Mariah Carey's song came out. And I think they ultimately ended up settling for an undisclosed amount, but I just thought that was funny because I remember I actually heard Vince Vance's song first. I remember the first time I heard this one I was back in, I think when I was in 5th grade, and we were doing like a holiday project in school, and our teacher had the radio station on the boombox in the classroom to have some music going in the background for us, and they played this song. And then a couple years later, when I heard Carrie's song for the first time, I was like, wait a second, I thought that was the same name as another one. And sure enough, the Vince Vance and the Valiants said the same exact thing, like 10 years after I first heard their song, and 8 or 9 years after I heard Carrie's song for the first time. And then back in the Christmas of holiday season of 2022, so just 3 years ago, when I reheard Vince Vance's song on a small classic country station that used to air here in Cincinnati, but they've since changed their format. That I looked it up and I read about the lawsuit, and it kind of cracked me up a bit, and especially that many years after the two songs came out. And it's like, isn't there something called statute of limitations? I mean, I thought that almost 30 years after both songs came out, that would be, you couldn't sue anymore at that point legally, but I mean, they got it in court, and they ended up settling. But yeah, I just think it's kind of a funny story about that one. So anyway, holiday edition of Flora Frequency, also pre-undergraduate graduation edition. So a lot of editions for this special finale, for the special season finale today. And I have been mostly spending the show reminiscing on the past 8 years now, or 8.5 years now, that I have been an undergraduate college student as I'm about to make my transition to graduate school. And obviously, I mean, my time here at UC has flown by. I mean, when I was at Cincinnati State, not only was it not a socially conducive time for me, but it was also a rough chapter of my life. I mean, not long after I transferred there from UC Claremont, we got in the middle of the COVID pandemic, and then my dad tragically passed away at the beginning of 2022 while I was still there, and it was just a rough time. So when I graduated from there, I was just ready to kind of turn the page and move on here, where I have just had nothing but a blast. And I intend to continue having a blast into grad school, because I ain't going anywhere, despite the fact that I'm graduating. But I mean, it feels like yesterday that I was sitting in our horticulture department chair Brian Grubb's classes for the fall 2023 semester, and learning about native plants, expanding some of my identification knowledge beyond all the stuff that I was drilling and grinding on constantly during my ID classes at Cincinnati State. And it was just amazing that I was building off of that. And then I had kind of a crazy professor here for some of my other horticulture classes, including the capstone I worked on, which I am very proud of. And not only having to put up with her for 3 courses over 2 separate semesters, but also the project that I did where I'm going to be spending the next 10 years working with my outside volunteer organization to incorporate a working arboretum into the Anderson Urban Farm with all of the tree specimens that we have on the site. So I'm really excited to see where that one goes. And yeah, it's been a time. It's been up and down and all around with everything I've been doing, both at UC Claremont, Cincinnati State, and here at UC Maine. And it's not over yet. And I'm actually glad it's not over, because I'm eager for more. I'm anxious for what's next. And with that being said, I should probably also let you know that I am currently working on finalizing season 2 of Flora Frequency, which I am hoping to premiere the week of January 16th, I believe, or the 19th. Yeah. So it'll be the second week of the spring semester is when I will hopefully be back on air for the next season of Flora Frequency. And next season, I plan to hopefully get some guests here in the studio with me to interview about the horticulture industry and what we got going on here at UC, as well as maybe some members of the local music scene. So I'm going to be trying to do that next season. So get hyped, everyone. It's coming, and it'll be here soon. So season 2 is already in the works, and I will be finalizing some details with that, hopefully over winter break or over our winter break. And I am excited for what my next season with y'all is going to bring. So next I've got a song that probably would have been very fitting had I been able to get into the studio last week, given all the snow that we had, but I'm still going to play it anyway. Despite the fact that most of the snow is gone now, but it's still the holiday season. But here is the Eurythmics and their version of Winter Wonderland. Hope you enjoy.
Over the ground lies a mantle of white, a heaven of diamonds shine down through the night. 2 hearts are thrilling in spite of the chill in the weather. Love knows no season, love knows no clime. Romance can blossom any old time. Here in the open, we're walking and hoping together. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man. But you can do the job when you're in town. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. Swimming in the oh yeah, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he's a circus clown. We'll have lots of fun with Mr. Snowman until the other kitties come around. When it snows, ain't it thrilling? Though your nose gets chilly, we'll frolic and play the Eskimo way, walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland. Let those sleigh bells ring. Walking in a winter wonderland. Tell it like it is. Walking in a winter wonderland. Slipping in the silent, here we go. Walking in a winter wonderland. In the cold, cold snow. Walking in a winter wonderland. Winter time, yeah. Walking in a winter wonderland. Won't you come down with me? Walking in a winter wonderland. Slipping in the silence, slipping in the silence. Walking in a winter
Love hearing the unique voice of Annie Lennox and her electronic music skills. That's the Eurythmics in Winter Wonderland. Can't go a holiday season without hearing that one on the radio at least one time, but usually it's a lot more than that. So this is the holiday edition season finale of Flora Frequency with Ben Gressle, and for the sake of time, I want to do a double header by Kelly Clarkson. First, a really good holiday hit of hers that came out back when I was a freshman in high school, and I remember quite well when it was a brand new one, followed by a non-holiday song of hers that I personally want to play as I sign off this final episode of this season before I graduate, as it feels fitting. So, for the sake of time, I'm going to hold my outro until after I play this next song by Kelly Clarkson. Here is Underneath the Tree.
Alone on Christmas Day.
Did not want to go off the air without playing you that one. Kelly Clarkson and Underneath the Tree from her holiday album Wrapped in Red, released in 2013. This is the holiday edition season finale of Flora Frequency with Ben Gressle, and I am nearing the end of my hour. And like I said, this is going to be a double header with Kelly Clarkson. The next one is not going to be a holiday song, but I want to play it because I think it is very fitting with the theme of me graduating and moving on to what is next. It is one of her earliest hits from 2004. And I'm really hoping YouTube doesn't give me copyright issues because the last time I played Kelly Clarkson on the show, they did. So I'm going to try to figure that out later so that I can get this season finale on YouTube so that you all can listen to it later. But basically, I just want to wrap up by saying that this season was great. I really enjoyed getting to be on the air with you all, and I am really looking forward to what season 2 has in store when I get back on the air with you here in mid-January. So only about a very short month away, and you'll be hearing me again here on Bearcast. I am extremely thankful for Bearcast Media and all of our directors and staff for helping me put this together and allowing me to have this opportunity. And I look forward to working with them in the future, in the coming semesters and seasons of the show as we move along here. And once again, I would not have traded any of my time at UC so far for the world, to all my friends who are listening or will be listening. I love you all to the moon and back. I am so thankful for all of you and will always be for as long as I live and forever. And I'm really, really thankful for everything. And I look forward to what's to come. So as always, please prioritize your mental health and your self-care for any students going through finals this week and for everybody having to deal with the hustle and bustle of the holiday season. And if you know me and want to see my graduation but cannot make it to Fifth Third Arena to be there in person this Friday, stop by the 3 locations here on campus in the Cinema and Great Hall in TUC and the Jumbotron at Nippert Stadium, or online at the UC website to see the live stream as it is happening. We've got 2,600 graduates from 47 states and many different countries of all ages graduating. So huge congrats to everyone who is also going to be graduating with me at the end of this week. And yeah, have a wonderful and safe holiday season. And I will be signing off here with Kelly Clarkson's Breakaway, and as I feel that it is absolutely fitting for this time and for this point in my life and academic career. And I look very forward to being back on the air with you in January when it is going to be cold and dreary, and I hope to give you something to look forward to then. Thanks, happy holidays, and peace.